Welcome to Menu Monday. New recipes every Monday. Stuck in that cooking rut? I've been there. Come join me and try some new things. I have fun in the kitchen and I hope you enjoy the video. So let's get cooking. Today we're going to do some chicken that I do in the slow cooker. I have shown this before, but today I'm adding some corn on the cob so you can get your side dish done at the same time. The first thing you want to do is brown your chicken. We're not cooking it all the way through. We just want it crispy on the outside. I'm using some nature seasoning, and I am adding some lemon pepper seasoning, which is not listed in the ingredients. It was just an afterthought, but you can season your chicken any way you prefer. We're going to get this in the pan and saute this until it's crisp. Now we're going to turn it over. Well, I've already seasoned the second side. Turning over and browning the second side now. While that's browning, I'm going to get my corn on the cob cleaned up. I found this at the store. It was super cheap. I want to say $1. So I thought, why not? We'll use it up. I love fresh corn. Once you've got all your corn clean, you want to spray it with butter or olive oil, whichever you have on hand. I had butter, so I used it up. I'm trying to finish up the spray butter. I feel like I've had it for so long. And then I added some nature seasoning, which is basically a salt and pepper with a couple of the seasonings in it, and it's really good. And then I used some Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning, which is our favorite. Now, you're supposed to put a splash of lime on here too, but I didn't have any at the time. But if you have some, or you're going to plan on making this recipe, add a splash of lime. It's really good. Now I'm going to speed this up and get the other two cobs done. So now our chicken's cooked or browned on both sides. We're going to put it in the crock pot. I did use a liner today, trying to make things easier with our grandson being here. I threw the corn on top, and then you just set it. I cooked it 3 hours on low. Once the 3 hours is up, I just put a silver foil on a baking sheet, sprayed it with some cooking spray, got the corn out, and put the chicken legs on the baking sheet. We're going to add barbecue sauce and throw them in the oven just long enough to caramelize that, make them crispy. I'm just broiling them here, so it took about 5 to 10 minutes, and then I pulled them out, turned them over, put barbecue sauce on the other side, and did the same thing, about 5 to 10 minutes. Depends how brown you like them and how crispy you like them. Okay, we'll plop those in there. We have this with the side of mashed potatoes, and I just cut the corn off the cob for mine. Here are your ingredients. Give it a try. It's super simple and a wonderful meal. For today's meal, we're going to do a very simple Boston butt. This is going to be in the slow cooker. I did use the Instant Pot as a slow cooker, but you take your butt and you plop it in your slow cooker. We're going to get a half an onion and we're going to chop it and put that in with the pork. This was pool day with my grandson, so we were doing something very quick and easy so I could spend the day outside. And this fit the bill. I added in 2 cups of water approximately. You want it to come about halfway up your roast, so it depends on your slow cooker. And then pork seasoning of choice. This is a Boston or pork butt or pork seasoning that I use that I just got at a Dollar General. For the sides, I did some tater tots, and we had some on buns, and I also did some with rice because I wanted rice, my grandson wanted buns. There's your ingredients. Enjoy! Today we're going to make Mexican haystacks. This is a recipe that I saw on Six Sisters Stuff, which is a YouTube channel. Check them out. They have a lot of great Instant Pot recipes. But what we're going to do is cut up our chicken and put it in the Instant Pot. And you know how I am. We got to cut off that horrible skin. It said 4 chicken breasts. Mine were large. I just cut them up. The next thing we're going to do is sprinkle that with some taco seasoning. You can buy a packet, or I have a whole pot. And then 3 cups of salsa. Each of mine only had 2 cups in them, so I used 2 of the Newmans and then 1 of the other brand, which at this point I cannot remember. After that, you put the lid on. You can do this in the Instant Pot or the slow cooker. So for a slow cooker, you do 4 hours on low, 6 to 8 on high. I'm sorry, 4 hours on high or 6 to 8 on low. And then in the Instant Pot, you want to add another half cup of water. Set it to sealed, 20 minutes for fresh chicken and 25 for frozen. I'm going to add now some rice and get that cooked. I was using the Instant Pot, so mine's going to cook in 20 minutes. I'm just going to wash the rice. And I will have the ingredients on the directions on the website for both the slow cooker and the Instant Pot. So if you want to do it a different way, you'll have both of the instructions and directions. Now I'm going to get some butter to put in with my rice. And then we'll add some salt. I use the pink Himalayan salt. And we'll get the rice cooking. And now I'm going to cut up and get ready all the sides that you have to go along with this. So it calls for a red pepper, I believe, but I didn't have one, so I used green. And you just chop this up. Yeah, it was a red pepper. I'm looking at the ingredients, but I use green. Whatever you have on hand will work. Now we're going to do our other toppings. We're going to start with the corn, which we're going to rinse. I have this fantastic little gadget for rinsing I found at Walmart. I think it was in the dollar section, but it's great because I don't want to dirty more dishes than I have to, because in an RV you have to hand wash. Now for the black beans. We do have to rinse those. So I saved the steamer basket that I had used before, and we're going to rinse the beans in that and keep them in that for serving. So I'll just get those clean, and the next thing are the sliced black olives, which I like. Big Daddy doesn't, but you know, in this sort of meal you can put up anything you want, and everybody gets to pick and choose. I'm going to rinse these out too with the same strainer. And add that to the selection of toppings. Now the chicken is done. Looking delicious, but we're going to shred it up. So we're going to get it out of the Instant Pot, put it in a pan, and use the bear claws to get it all shredded. Now I added some of the sauce to the chicken that was in the Instant Pot, and that was available for topping also because it was really flavorful. So now everything's ready to dish up. Big Daddy had fixed his plate, and it says to serve it on rice, and he said, boy, that would be really good in a fajita. So I thought, well, I'll try that too. We have some low carb ones left. So I put all the ingredients inside this tortilla, and then I also did another pile on the rice. I wanted to try it both ways. So I put the rice on first, then the chicken, and then all the toppings. I have to say, I liked it both ways, but if I had to pick one, it would be the wrap. I think Big Daddy had a good idea going on there, but it was still good on the rice. So, I mean, whatever you prefer. That was my finished plate, and here are your ingredients. Give it a try. I'm sure you'll love it. I did not have sour cream, but that is one of the ingredients. Alright, for our last meal, we're going to do a brown gravy roast. I do apologize if you hear rain. We just had a really bad storm. It is clearing up now. But we're going to take this chuck roast, and in the slow cooker, which I'm using my Emerald Legacy oven, so I use this casserole dish, you're going to mix your soup. And I will have all the ingredients at the end of this video clip. It actually calls for 2 cans of mushroom soup, but I had this really huge one, so I used it. And then with that, you're going to use 1 package of dry onion soup mix, any brand. I'll mix that all together. Make sure it's all well incorporated. I did use some meat tenderizer seasoning on my roast. It did not call for it on the recipe. That was an afterthought. you can use it if you like. And then I got the soup mix sort of all over the top of the roast too, so it was covered on both sides. And you can cook this either on low for 8 hours in your slow cooker or high for 4 hours. I went with the 8 hours on low. After that was done, you can serve this with your size of choice. I did a couple cans of Italian green beans with some nature's seasoning to season them up. And then in the oven, I did some instant mashed potatoes, which are one of my favorite go-tos. You do 3 minutes with the corner peeled, and then after the 3 minutes is up, you stir it. You pull the plastic back, you stir it, and then do another 3 minutes, and it is done. And then I pulled out the chuck roast, which has some wonderful gravy on it, and I dished up dinner. It's a great meal for a day when you're very busy and you've got things going on, because after your roast is done for the 8 to 10 hours, your side dishes take less than 10 minutes and everything is finished and you have a delicious meal on the table. So I highly recommend this. It's very flavorful, and we've had it several times and it seems to get better and better. I do take out any fatty bits. You know, all roasts are a little different. This didn't have too much fat, but I did pick out the bits that I did find. As y'all know, if you see my channels, I don't like the fat. And then some gravy on top of the potatoes and the meat. And that was dinner tonight. Give it a try. You'll love it. Here are your ingredients. I hope everybody enjoyed this week's Menu Monday. I have been busy looking through some magazines that I found. I was doing a clean out when I changed over to teal. You may have noticed in the video. But yeah, I'm going with teal to spice things up for the summer in my kitchen with pots and pans and cookware and so on and so forth. But while I was cleaning out, what can I cook in my, this is for Instant Pot, this is for crock pots, so I'm going to go through this and find some new recipes that I haven't done before. I have my favorite English cookbook, so I'm going to try and find some good recipes in here, and then of course I'll have to change up the ingredients because they measure differently over there. I have some dump dinners, which I haven't looked at in a very long time, and last but not least, Fix It and Forget It that I've used. These are Christmas slow cooker fees, but you can have them year round. It's not necessarily just for Christmas. So these will be coming up in the near future. So thank you for my returning subscribers. Welcome back. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We are glad that you have subscribed and joined, and welcome to my family. For anyone, this is the first video you're watching, please consider subscribing. It's free. You just hit the little red subscription bar, and then you'll be notified when my videos go up. I try to post every Monday some recipes, and then our other videos are about travel and RV life. So again, thank you for being with me here today. I hope you enjoyed the meals. Hope you try some, and if you have a recipe that you'd like to share with me, I would love to try it. I know everybody has their favorite go-tos. Let me know what yours is. See y'all next week. Love y'all. Bye-bye.